What's going on, guys? Martinotti here again, and we are going to continue with Kentucky Route Zero Act 4. I think this is where we left off. It's right after they were talking about the weird stuff that happened at the gas station when they met the attendant, so I'm pretty sure this is where we were. Let's see. Shannon retreated to the TV room to browse the Mammoth's video collection, or Shannon followed the other travelers ashore to a drowsy beachside bar called the Rum Colony. Oh man, I'm almost worried that if we don't go ashore we won't be able to. But it doesn't seem like they'd let us. Yeah, they wouldn't spend all the time making the Rum Colony if we couldn't go. Let's go back to the TV room. And hopefully we can capture some more sounds. Oh, Act 4, Scene 3. The Mucky Mammoth. Okay, so we can flip channels, I guess? Oh no, we're watching tapes. Alright, let's see what else we have. The shelves are full of dusty tapes. Some have been relabeled several times, the stickers piling up thick on their spines. Birds, funeral thing, or weather? Let's go funeral thing. Oh, do we actually get to see it? I guess not. An elderly couple sit on folding chairs in the middle of a TV studio, undecorated except for a funeral lily in a thin blue vase on the table. The lights are a bit too dim to make out their features. She reads from a newspaper with unhurried efficiency. Gloria B. of Munfordville passed away on Monday at her residence. Survivors include her children, Dakota, Montana, Minnesota, and Bobby, all of Munfordville. A memorial service will be held on 7 p.m. Thursday at Hatton Huffman Funeral Home in Munfordville, with cremation to follow. She never knew Gloria. He thinks he may have heard the name, wondering aloud if she ever worked for a cafe down there in Munfordville. The woman who ran the place was once called Gloria, or maybe still is. They take a call. Someone who knew Gloria B., if not very well. The caller once installed a satellite dish at Gloria's house, a 900-square-foot ranch-style home on 2 acres at a dead end, backed by weeds and pine. Interesting. That's weird because ranch-style homes were really only... they were so cheap to make, and they were kind of designed for GI Bills. When the caller mounted the ladder up to Gloria's roof, she slid open her window and tugged urgently at his pant leg. He followed her gaze behind the house to 2 wild turkeys picking through the weeds. Gloria and the caller watched, silent and still, as the huge birds foraged obliviously into the trees. He then installed the satellite dish. There's just an arrow that says sad. Okay. That is sad. You're right, game. Alright, let's watch the other one. I want to see the bird one. Or at least read about the bird one. Yes, same thing again. Birds, ? Art thing. Oh! But the question marks. I gotta know. Alright, I'm sure we'll be able to get through all of them at least. Yes, let us watch the birds. Blue-black morning swings across the screen. The birdwatcher tramps through dewy grass. He stops with a wet grunt and rests the camera on a pile of rocks. Birds from Great Distances, Episode 12, appears briefly on the screen. He twists the lens by hand, pushing the frame past trees into the road and coming to a halt, zoomed in on a fuzzy, fist-sized artifact resting on the momentary stroke of a telephone wire. Shannon and the birdwatcher observe. He breathes heavily, and she holds her breath, like she's afraid he might hear, afraid of distracting him or being discovered and contaminating his perfect isolation. Traffic picks up, indifferent. And as the skies lighten, the black smudge on the center of the frame gradually becomes more prominent, but never any greater in detail. Not bad. Alright, that was a quick one. I hope that question mark one is still there, though. The shelves are full. More birds. Question mark. Art thing, weather. Oh, the question marks, though. I have to know what it's about. It's probably going to be like some kid's birthday party or something. Or static. That awful hum. It seems to start before Shannon even hits play. Then there's the familiar room, where there are blank gray walls marked with tape and school desks. And this time she notices a few more details. The murky carpet, like standing water, some video equipment stashed in the corner, a row of lockers. And there's Weaver, looking serenely at the camera, as before. She starts speaking and, as before, there's no sound but that hum. Shannon finds Weaver's word coming back to her, as they appear in the captions on the screen. Mail, school, and these magnificent, tragic horses. Go underground, as deep as you can go. The air is cool and the earth is damp. When you close your eyes, you are surrounded by the dead. Remember where that is? You'll find your way from there. I think this place is what you're looking for. Some of it will wash away soon, but I think you'll be happy there, even without the mail, school. The text repeats for a few minutes, and Shannon stops the tape. Well, that's kind of eerie. Oh boy. No, I don't want to go outside. I want to watch more tapes. No. I want to keep watching tapes. Screw the rest of the game. We're going to browse. Oh, I love this. More birds. Art thing. Weather. Let's do art thing. That's vague. Insert the tape. Oh, look at the little bugs. They look like cups. Or that one looks like a cup. That one looks like kind of a cassette tape. Or a VHS tape. At first, she thinks the video might be paused, but on closer inspection, she can see the edges of the frame shrinking inwards around the chairs, desk, and loose gray furniture of a sterile waiting room. She watches for a while, not sure for how long, several minutes. The zoom tightens, so gradually she sometimes forgets it's happening at all, and finally rests on an oscillating desk fan. She ejects the tape before the next part of the triptych begins. Oh boy. Yeah, that postmodernism crap. Nobody cares. Alright. No, we're continuing on. I wanna hear about the other stuff. What's the weather one? Yep. I don't care. I don't care if this is boring. You guys are watching this video because, well, I don't know why. Yes, please, give me the tape. The on-screen title identifies this program as The History of Weather, Volume 3, Drought. Over footage of a dry riverbed, the program's narrator explains the difference between modern drought and the ancient drought. The narrator proposes that modern drought may hardly be considered weather at all, since its severity and behavior are so influenced by human activity. Oh boy, I can see where that might be going. Although that is interesting that if humans caused it, it's apparently not natural anymore, even though, humans are pretty natural. Let's see. Yes. Even cancer is natural. Trivia thing. Oh, there's more things now. I wonder how many tapes they made. Alright, trivia. Let's do it. I'm going to answer this question like there's no tomorrow. Alright, what do we got? The words tip of your tongue and a phone number are occasionally superimposed on the screen. A few dozen people sit in bleachers shouting out ideas, loosely moderated by a short woman with a microphone and laser pointer. One caller is trying to remember the name of an old friend she hasn't seen in years, It starts with a consonant. It's full of consonants, actually. There may be two or more, one or two vowels. It sounds long, but she can't remember having that in... It sounds long. She doesn't remember having had any trouble spelling it at any point. The friend had brown hair? That's probably not helpful. Another caller is trying to remember a verb that means to make oneself vulnerable. Something like to expose oneself, but not quite like that. To become emotionally, spiritually vulnerable, like with a lover or a poem. A third caller just knows that there was something he was supposed to do tonight. Oh man, story of our lives. He offers some biographical background and narrative of his day. He's unemployed, no real hobbies, has already eaten. A few ideas from the bleachers. Lordy. Man, these people in this place sure have weird tastes in game shows. Alright. Let's watch one more. We're not going to get to all of them, but I kind of want to. More birds and science. Oh, there's only 2 left. Alright, well, we're doing science, then we'll do more birds. Screw it, we've come this far, and look at how many bugs there are now. That's crazy. We got like 4 bugs. Alright, let's see what happens. Those people up there have been talking for quite a while. It looks like Will, though much younger. Reclined in a sofa and taking calls. His arm, draped over the back of the couch, holds a bottle of something clear, probably vodka. People call in with stories and encounters of the supernatural. Will offers little commentary or response. He acknowledges them. Sometimes he interrupts to clarify or repeat something back to them. Mostly he just listens and pulls from that clear glass bottle. A handmade banner strung above the couch reads, "I believe you." Will? Will indeed. Alright, one more tape. We can do this. We've come this far. Man, that dog is thirsty. He's been drinking water for like 7 minutes at this point. Alright, one more tape. One more tape. Although you gotta admit, there's 2 more tapes. It would be kind of sad if really you missed out on something in this game. You gotta go for it. We came here to play. We're gonna play. If this takes all day, so be it. Alright, let's watch. It's raining heavily as the title, Birds from Great Distances, episode 27, flashes on the screen. She knows by the sound, the volley of rainwater on mud, tree branches, the rusted bed of an old pickup, and on the birdwatcher's own skin and hair. He swears under his breath. She can hear the rain there too, in his wet breath and the wet exclamation of his palm, slopping the water from his forehead and shoulders. The camera is pointed at a cedar shed with one hinged door, angling erratically in the storm. From this distance, it's hard to tell if it's been damaged or simply left open. When the door swings wide, she can see that the shed is full of small boards, scraps maybe, or rough-cut pieces meant for very small projects, and then stacked carelessly on shelves, in piles quickly sorted and then forgotten. And there's the bird, a blue ball taking shelter in the shed floor, nested in scrap wood. Alright, do we only have shopping left? Or maybe there's more now. Maybe it's a never-ending supply of tapes. Maybe they're literally updating this from a web server as we speak. Birds again? Shopping? Alright, well, let's do shopping. I don't know, I want to see all of them. This is frustrating. If only there were like 2 of them. Alright, we're gonna watch the tape. A woman sits at a card table with a lamp, notepad, and beige multi-line telephone. A scrolling marquee reads, "Swap, shop, buy, sell, trade, or want to buy, call the broker." And then a telephone number, repeating without pause. Eddie has fresh eggs to trade for a small basil plant. A dozen eggs for 1 plant, which is a steal. Eddie's eggs are good eggs. Sadie has a bag of fine shells. No reasonable offer will be refused. Christopher is looking for a scrub plane in decent shape. It doesn't have to be too nice, just something to get a tabletop near to flat with some oak that's been air drying in a barn for 20, maybe 30 years. And while it's true he could get the job done without it, since he's got a nice heavy jack plane his grandfather used to use, he'd just as soon not fuss with grinding a chamber into it. And anyway, he has a little extra capital from a swap earlier in the week, and wouldn't mind putting it down on a decent scrub plane before the cash burns a hole through his pocket. Carla is looking to trade typing services for calligraphy services, or vice versa. Interesting. The broker takes notes and switches lines, but never speaks, drunk on the hum of commerce. It's like Fiverr, except older. It's like Fiverr mixed with those telephone interchanges. Alright, how many tapes do we have left? If it's more than 2, I'm just gonna go away. Come on, just be 1. Birds again. Alright, I think this is the last tape. We're gonna watch it, damn it. We've come this far. I don't care if it's birds again. Oh, now there's only 3 bugs. Where did the other one go? What secrets did he take with him? The video is black. Shannon only knows it's playing because of the cicadas. And then, Birds from Great Distances, episode 81. The screen isn't totally dark, of course. That's what she thinks of as video black, a deep modded blue, noisy with magnetic decay and cottony limits of the camera's sensors. It's black, and she sees before... It's the black she sees before she goes to sleep. The night black, the eyes shut against streetlights black. She has more words for it than expected. She wonders what words the birdwatcher uses for it. She wonders where he is relative to the camera, or where the bird is, for that matter. Enough. Enough is enough. Okay, let's just see if there's any more tapes. The shelves are full of dusty tapes. She steps away from the tapes and wipes the dust from her hands. We have made it through the tapes! Although, to be fair, that was pretty cool, and I'm happy that we actually watched all the tapes. Alright, let's go to the main deck. Perhaps outside to whatever the heck this place was called, something rum. Oh, I love how everything fades away. That's so cool. Oh, and then look at the plants. Oh, it's neat. Alright, what about these guys? What do they have to say? Are they just sitting? Kate and Will. And dog. No, it was only a few notes. Slow and sad, like funeral music, you know? I don't remember it being sad, just simple and unburdened. Maybe that's what funeral music sounds like to me. Unburdened. Oh, hello! Kate and I were just trying to remember the Mammoth song. But neither of us have heard it for years. Will just found the mechanism. In the mammoth's belly, hidden in gritty matted fur, huh? It's like a music box, a slowly spinning cylinder covered in metal pins that pluck her dulcet guts and pump the bellows in her bowels. That's eerie and descriptive, but some of the pins are rusted and worn away. Easy to replace, if we even remember what the notes were. Did I hear you browsing the archive next door? Find anything good? I found something pretty unsettling, actually. Oh dear. I don't even know what's on half of those tapes anymore. They used to all be movies and that kind of stuff, like nature documentaries especially. Some people have left home movies or little art videos they made, but that damn VCR devours anything you leave in it. It just switches into record mode at random, I think, and picks up whatever's coming in over the antenna. Of course, the only station we get down here is the WEVP community television, you know? They've got that show with the gentleman playing banjo in his birthday suit. I'm sure you've seen it. Oh yes, says Will. And if there's no tape in the machine, when it tries to start recording, it will make this awful sound, like putting a squeaky toy in a food processor. I can hear it above deck. Awful. That's why I put the sign up. Please do not rewind after watching. At least that way, nothing gets taped over anymore. You were in one of the videos. I believe you, it said. Where was that taped? I almost don't want to fix it. Like, that's kind of cool. It's up to the rest of the world to make the decisions. It's all random, I guess. You had a TV show? I never knew. No, I don't believe I ever have. The title sounds familiar, but more like it's something I heard about, like secondhand information. They let anybody on there, that's the whole idea. Community television, or public access they call it. I would say it's possible that I did the show you saw and then forgot. Wouldn't be the first time. The studio... No, I can't say that I remember where WEVP is. Sorry. You should meet Dashiell. He did a lot of volunteer work for WEVP in the early days, wiring antennas and relays, stuff like that. I think you two would have a lot to talk about. He works at the telephone exchange. Aha. No, I'm afraid he's been let go. Oh yeah? That's odd. He still takes the ferry to work every day. I'm sure he's at the telephone exchange right now, in fact. I dropped him there a few hours ago. We're stopping at the telephone exchange shortly to deliver the mail and pick up their trash. You should go ashore. When we do, ask for Dashiell. Okay? We might have to do that. But, oh no, we missed out on the bar. No. That means we're gonna have to play the game again. Damn. Well, that's fine. I rarely miss a chance to lounge on the beach around the rum colony, and I do enjoy a drink, though I don't find their signature liquor suits me. But this time, I elected to stay aboard and shoot the breeze with Kate over some mineral water. Still, I heard reports. Ezra told me about the dark corners. See, that beach is lit by a congregation of amber torches stuck in the sand. They mix the torch fuel with citronella oil. It keeps the bugs away, which keeps the bats away. But the light doesn't fall very far from the flame. The rest is shadows and sandy echoes. And that's the part Ezra wanted to tell me about. He said he found a treasure. I knew better than to pry. Oh man, that's interesting. So the decisions that we make in this act, far more than any other act, truly impact what we see. That's kind of cool. Oh, if we were talking about the rum colony, I should tell you about the Patch. He's the bartender, general manager, creative director. I guess that's what he means. He books the music. He's pretty much run the place for the last 7 years. A lot of folks assume he owns it, but that's not the case. The rum colony is owned by a dead man named Vernon. Technically, it would be owned by the power company, who once bought a sizable interest from Vernon as part of a state-sponsored investment program, but a clause in that arrangement requires them to keep their hands off the day-to-day and most of the profits, so long as Vernon walks this earth. The upshot of all this is that nobody came forth to identify the body. Patch is a good guy, though. Kind, trustworthy, and he mixes a strong Mai Tai, if that's your thing. Oh man, I really wanted to see it. I can't believe that. I can't believe we're gonna have to play again. Then again, we only have like 3 years before the next act comes out, so chances are there will be some time to play. Alright, Valkyrie and the other dog lounge below deck. Clara, Kate, and I stopped to do some business by telephone. No, we gotta at least see the telephone place, the exchange. Yeah, let's at least see something. Off the boat, that is. Act 4, Scene 4. A phone. Huh. Wow. That's slightly less impressive than I imagined. Conway says, I guess we're gonna have to wait here for a minute. Looks like they have a few calls to make. I should probably call someone too. Interesting. Oh yeah? Who are you calling? Oh, I forgot about Julian. Isn't Julian the Griffin Eagle thing? We gotta call Julian. Oh. Wow, he's got a phone up there? I bet they all share a phone, right? All the birds? The big bird phone up in the sky. That's ridiculous. He uses the one at the museum. Makes sense, I guess. Kinda, sorta. Well, guess I'll head back aboard. Might see if I can find any good stuff stashed in the... Maybe in the spice cabinet? Maybe in the medicine cabinet? That's where it belongs. Yes, he wants liquor. Hell, who am I talking to? Don't listen to me, kid. I'll see you in a few. Alright. Oh, that's funny that the buoyancy moves from side to side. Wow, he just got in the water. And, yeah. Interesting. Even that guy can't believe what he's watching. Oh, but he got out of line. That's what you get, sucker. Alright, so what does Will have to say? Interesting. You have 23 new messages. Okay. Now this is interesting. So he just called his voicemail at home. That's a bear right there, which is also interesting. But that means that some of the lines in the game actually have voice recordings. So I'm not even sure if I should read these, although that was really hard to hear, so I probably should. Alright, well anyway, I keep hearing these noises whenever I close my eyes. It's like bells ringing, but the bells aren't metal bells or ceramic bells. The kind of bells that you normally hear. They're like this weird... I can't even describe the material. It's just resonance. Just ringing. Resonance. As soon as I open my eyes again, there's nothing. Will listens to the next phone message.
I remember driving across an old dirt road.
That's a short one. I remember driving across an old dirt road.
My first day at the party at McDonald's in Hawaii. I got a toy that I didn't like. I broke it.
Huh. So I wonder if this has something to do with his old TV show that he doesn't remember. The I Believe You thing. I wonder if these are just people calling in with their problems and they want someone to believe them. Although this one doesn't make as much sense. My birthday party at McDonald's in Hawaii. I got a toy that I didn't like and I broke it. God, he's got to be some really bizarre therapist at this point. Just clicking. So, no, there's something else. There's something else going on here. I almost wonder if I missed something. Did I read over what was going on and I just missed it? Because these aren't people trying to like tell outlandish stories that they want someone to believe. These are just people like talking about embarrassing moments or moments that like impacted them in some way. Getting caught by my neck in a jungle gym doesn't just sound like something that you want someone to believe happened to you. That sounds like something that changed you. Yeah, like crying so loud at that monster truck rally that my parents had to take me out and they missed the show. That's something that's like, I'm sure it meant nothing to the parents, but to the kid at that moment, they changed two other person's lives, at least. Let alone the people watching them in the crowd. But at least the parents at that moment were forever changed because of what that kid did. And I'm sure when he got his neck cut in the jungle, caught in the jungle gym, that changed his and maybe even other people's lives, at least in some way. I think these are the most embarrassing moments in someone's life, at least to them. I mean, these are probably not the most embarrassing things to ever happen to the parents or whatever. It's interesting, though.
Seriously?
Seriously? Uh-huh.
Boys are aware of the danger. I always feel damn cold and damp.
Alright, well that one throws my idea completely out of the water, because that has nothing to do with being embarrassed. That's just a problem that they face every day, a problem that they remember enough to bother with. But it still doesn't explain anything.
Oh, I was hoping that you'd be able to tell me why I can't sleep. It seems like it's been a long time, and then it seems like it's been it just haven't been sleep.
That's sort of depressing. And we have no idea how long these messages have been here. This could be from months, years ago. Will hangs up the phone. Interesting. So I wonder if we get to hear each one of the person's voicemail. That's almost the same mechanic as the tapes. Like, you get a small insight into some point in time, or in this case, into some person. To Ezra, don't you go diving in too. It's actually really cold and kind of dangerous. Did he say where he was going? He's looking for the good stuff, sure. I see. Still thirsty. Kate keeps some diet soda in the broom closet, but you didn't hear it from me. It's next to the bleach. Bring a flashlight. I agree, Will. You should probably not mix those up. Oh, no, I don't think that's what he's looking for. So, any important messages? Every single one. See, they just keep adding to this guy, and I like it, but I don't understand it, and it's frustrating. Where are you headed tonight, small man? I'm looking for my family. See, how can you not pick that one? Like, don't follow in people's footsteps. He knows what he's doing. He is looking for his damn family. He wants the eagle bird. Huh. Looking for a new family? Or a family you lost track of? I don't know. See, that's a question you don't know. And I'm sure someone in the comments is going to be like, oh, whatever, you know exactly what you want. No, sometimes you know, and sometimes you don't know. And today we don't know. And then, of course, he jumps in the water, probably. We met Ezra earlier tonight, and he's been very helpful. I'm hoping we can return the favor once we get back above ground. Poor kid was sleeping at the bus station, just lost track of his folks. He'll be all right. He's more at home down here than any of us. Trust me, I have an eye for it. Interesting. You're up, lady. Damn, that's a good beer. Kate, thanks for calling. I hope I didn't wake you up. No, I can't really get comfortable enough to sleep anymore, especially in the car. Oh, not driving. In the passenger seat. Reclined. Eric drove me around to the reservoir this afternoon, and I got an hour or two in. I couldn't get settled in bed, so I was watching TV, some cooking show about high-concept junk food, and everyone from my high school chemistry class was there, making cupcakes out of old bicycle parts. I think I might have dozed off a bit, actually. Yeah, it kind of sounds like a dream. Honestly, this baby can come out whenever he wants. I'm completely over it. Good for you. You sound really confident. Oh, it's all an act. I'm actually... Interesting. Whoa, God. The phone lines down here are such a mess. Hey, Kate, I really appreciate you checking in. I have your page number, and so does Eric, just in case I'm too distracted or whatever. I'll let you go. You should try to eat something. Uh, Interesting. I don't know what any of this is. Reishi will help you out with your joint pain. That's probably a mushroom. I think we talked about that earlier. Some of that lichen oil I left just to help settle your stomach. Yeah, munch on a bitter hedgehog cap. See, more of this herbal gobbledygook. I think lichen oil is probably the most normal of these, so I'm gonna go with that one. Okay. Thanks. Maybe I'll just chew on some ice. Talk to you soon, Kate. Hopefully. Alright, what about other people? Just checking in on a client. Did I mention I'm a birth doula? Doula is like a midwife, I think. Is everything okay? How does that fit with being a tugboat captain? Some women choose to come labor on the boat, actually. Okay. For the rest, I have a backup, just in case I can't get back to dry land in time. I've been lucky and only had to lean on her a handful of times. Wow, that was bad. Out of several hundred births. You'd never actually believe how many are just born. All the time. That's like a nurse, right? I already know what it is. Is everything okay? Everything's great. Sounds like she's ready. Some women just know. It's amazing. Others are caught totally by surprise. Your friend went back aboard? Don't worry. He doesn't know about your soda stash. You were sworn to secrecy. It's okay. I got rid of all that junk food anyway. I'm on a star thistle and grapefruit cleanse. Oh, God. Alright, who's up next? Oh, that's cool. I'm glad you phoned. I was just thinking of you. You were sitting by the phone waiting for my call? That's so nice. Yeah. I was eating an early lunch, actually. My mind was wandering. I visited the hospital yesterday, and I went to visit Uncle Andreas, but they moved him. Now he's in a hospice care facility run by some old Polish nun. Everyone says it's very nice. I asked them about visiting, and they said he didn't want any visitors. He's just being stubborn. Yeah, it's typical of Andreas. I was thinking, maybe, if you came to visit, he would see you. All those afternoons you two would go drinking beers by the river. Don't you think it would mean a lot to him if he could say goodbye to you in person? You can't say that. No, we have to take him at his word. He did not want to be seen, so we won't see him. Maybe you know him better than I do, but I just don't believe anyone would want to die alone. Oh, here's Mother at the door. We're going to try again to see him. Hopefully the tour is going well. Love you. Be careful. Oh, boy. That's harsh. My sister, back home. She's very depressing to me this morning. My Uncle Andreas is terminally ill and refusing visitors, and Nadia is making a stir about it. I'm sorry to hear. Are you close? Yeah, but only recently. He lived abroad most of my life. I only met him a few years ago. My sister is older, so she knew him as a child, too. So I think her respect for him is distorted by sentiment. We must always take the dying at their word. Their motivations are beyond our understanding. The older man, he's swimming back to the Mammoth. No emergency, I hope. Or no emergency, I hope. Yeah, he should really just try some licorice root tea. I'm sure that would solve all the problems. Indigestion. Brandon approaches. I don't suppose any of you folks are headed past the Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces, which we have already been to. Not on this run, but we'll be coming back this way in a few hours. What is this all about? can't get a hold of your ride. Are there other boats that go on this path? Yeah, my mom usually picks me up from work, but I got wrapped up in the card game and didn't call her in time. I hitched a ride this far, but yikes, stranded? It's no big deal. I'll just hang out and read or something till it's time to head back to work. Hey, you folks are traveling with that old guy, right? With the leg? Is he okay? Saw him earlier tonight. He came by the storage facility for some files. He totally bit it on the staircase. Oh man, he's okay though, right? He just seems preoccupied to me. Yeah, I got that feeling too. Back at the storage facility, he was asking a lot of weird questions, and he seemed distracted, like, spiritually. Well, have a good night, or, morning, almost. Man, that late? Huh. Well, that was pleasant. You get to see a little peek into everyone's life. It almost makes me wonder what would have happened if we stayed with the dogs. But like I said, we'll really have to play this act over again. Honestly, we should play the whole game over again just to see what we've missed or what we've forgotten. That right there is Ratliff Monuments. If you ever need a headstone carved, for a loved one I mean. Violet Ratliff, never married, nevertheless bore 6 children. Earl, Kelly, Barb, Wrong, Young Earl, and Beauty. And for each birth, she locked the doors of Ratliff Mines for 1 day, even with young Earl when she was in labor for 36 hours. Well, that's what folks said, and I met her, and I believe them. She had an unyielding disposition of a cliffside. None of Violet's children have any desire to go into monument making. Earl was more interested in car speakers. Beauty thought it was a bit ghoulish. Barb was never good with her bare hands. Let's hear about these car speakers. This does not seem like the right kind of place for that. This was to be a lifelong passion for Earl, though cut short by bad wiring. Oh, rest in peace, man. The run of the shop fell at last to young Earl, the only Ratliff still at home when his mother finally passed at 82. The two had the honor of engraving her headstone. He's done well for the most part. The shop was damaged in a flood. The showcase, a mock cemetery out front, was mostly washed away. Stone monuments, bobbing violently in the first torrents of the flood, eventually sank and spread along the channel bottom downriver. An elongated graveyard for no human loss, visited by eyeless fish and adorned with indifferent wreaths of algae. If a few stray stones ended at the bottom of Lake Leth, too, we'll never know. Young Earl is the last of his short line, professionally, and there's nothing around qualified to carve his monument. Oh, there's nobody around qualified to carve his monument. So he's already claimed one of those at the bottom of the river for himself. Okay, that's equally as depressing. Man, none of this actually seems like we should be able to go through it. I don't quite understand how this river is just going through solid rock. Ezra taught us a card game. Shannon, Ezra, the old man, and I stopped at the Radvinsky Center to make some quick cash. Alright, so the first one we stayed on the boat, the second one we went ashore, the third one we should stay on the boat. Act 4, Scene 5. Alright guys, I think this is a good place to stop, if it lets me pause the game. I see the cursor, but nothing's happening. There we go. Alright, we're going to stop here for a while. Apparently we're on iteration at Grooming a Tadpole. Not exactly sure what that means. That must be like a weird way of putting a number on the version of the game. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I will probably be back in the next couple days making another one, but, you know, life gets in the way. It's kind of weird starting this channel back when I did, having all the free time in the world and And here we are now, where that is no longer the case. But like I said, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.